Welcome to the inaugural episode of Nerds Certified. I think you just given the name of the channel, you know what kind of videos you're going to end up seeing here. I go by Scorpio Moon online just to keep things simple. You may know me from some of my past content. Sites like psn-radio.com, Comic Booked, the All About X-Men Comics podcast, probably being one of my proudest accomplishments online, along with various others. This is me just taking another shot at making my own little corner of nerd world. First video too you guys are going to see is going to be a little bit of a test, but to help me launch my new channel, I've got two of my best friends in the entire entertainment journalism industry. They go by Alex 3.0 and Johnny Alpha. Johnny, go ahead and introduce yourself first. I know everyone's going to freaking love you after this video and want to see more of your shit, so where else do you do videos online?
Well, I got my channel, Graphic Vandalism, which I ran for a long time. Actually, I ran it back when you gave me the sage-like advice when you told me when we were doing All About X-Men Comics podcast that I had probably the best taste in comics aside from yourself that you knew of, and I should do something with that. And then I started making more recommendation-based videos. But now I have my own stream called The Pink Buzz. We talk about anything we want, really, but mostly indie comics. We just did a really fun horror episode. We talked about Osaka Mime, Homesick Pilots, The Side Spurrier, Hellblazer, a few other things. It was a blast. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at JohnnyAlpha81, here on YouTube at Graphic Vandalism, or, you know, in your mom's closet stealing her shoes, because that's how I roll.
Truer words have never been spoken, Johnny. You really do have the best taste in comic books of anyone I've ever known, ever met, ever come across. No, absolutely. Follow this guy for the best recommendations. And Alex, where do we find your shit? What have you been up to?
You can find my YouTube channel, Alex 3.0. I do mostly just live streams with my buddies. We're called the Movie Busters. We take a topic, a franchise mostly. That's what we do. We've done the DCEU so far back till when Shazam came out. We've done the Marvel Phase 1, 2, and 3. Those are long-ass shows. Go check those out. And a lot of big franchises, horror franchise, action, sci-fi, But, yeah, if you have 3 hours, 4 hours to kill, you can watch those streams. We have a lot of fun on those.
That is what I love about yours, man, is you really do, you've got the patience for it to really go in depth on that. You joke about if you got a lot of time to kill, but if you really do want to go in depth on a topic and spend a long time on it, you're really geeky about that thing, and that's what's nerd certified to you, and that's what you're passionate about, then that's definitely where you want to go. And all right, with all of our little business intro stuff out of the way, let's just start kicking it. So we are doing a watch party tonight for the Suicide Squad. And the reason we are doing this watch party is because Alex 3.0, back when he was Alex 2.0, that's how long ago, sadly, this goes, lost a bet to me.
5 years ago.
Yep, we had a bet on the box office for Suicide Squad. And honestly, how much do you remember about it? Were we betting that Suicide Squad was going to make a certain amount of money, like beat a certain threshold or beat a certain movie at the theater?
The bet was it was going to beat the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's it. Thank you. Perfect.
And it just came out short. It just came up short. So yeah, I lost for that much. But the bet, I remember the bet was if I won, you would have done a show. Something about My Little Pony.
Yeah. It was just your chance to sort of rag on me, basically.
Yeah. But since I lost, I do the show for you where I just become your a minion, I guess.
Funny because you've done so much with the Minions movies, but yeah, no, exactly. You had to basically just agree to a bunch of dumb, silly shit that I say.
Yeah.
Over the course, I can just play that card, some pun intended, to give the name of the movie, whatever I feel like. But no, you agree with that, so I can't wait to hear your opinion on the all-female Ghostbusters later.
Yeah. That's a movie that came out also 5 years ago. Yeah.
So glad I don't make fearless bets like that, man. I know you'd totally have me sitting watching the X-Men movies if I had lost some shit like this, Scorpio. So I'm so happy that.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh man, the one video we still never done.
It would have to be the one of the ones that Bryan Singer directed too.
Oh, I'd make it so harsh I'd make him watch the whole goddamn franchise, so we could really do a long-winded capsule review of, everything that went on there.
Yeah.
That's I know Johnny's on it. You're 100% right though, man, because that's exactly the one thing we've always joked about is how we've never done a video on the X-Men movie because our opinions are just too different on them, and it's just never really made a cohesive argument. Like we talk about them every now and then, but it's just like, nope, that's
Hey,
off
what did
limits.
you think of New Mutants, man? Just wondering, because I don't think I've talked to you since that's come out. Like, really quick, man. Do you have like a Squirp? I know you hate it because it wasn't directed by Bryan Singer and it actually has the X-Men looking like X-Men characters.
Yeah, I mean, my capsule review on that, pretty generic. There's a lot of things I actually really did like about it, like some interesting little twists, some other ways that they also shat all over the source material. But at the end of the day, it really didn't offer much regardless. It was a very short, quick, little generic superhero movie. I did risk the virus and go see that in theaters with my girlfriend, though, and that was a lot of fun to get out, so I loved it for that.
They nailed Sunspot though. Like that's what really won me over is like how fucking good Sunspot was. Like I didn't see that coming. I figured that was a character that when he showed up, he was just not going to be correctly depicted. He was probably like the closest they've done from a comic book to movie thing. Him and Cannonball both I thought were really solid. I wish that they would have did Magic a little better, and I wish that the bad guy would have been threatening and something else would have happened before the big fight at the end. But all in all, the characterizations I really enjoyed. Like I would like to see those. It's like the Mortal Kombat movie me and Alex were talking about before the show. I want to see part 2 more than I wanted to see part 1. They just are probably never going to make it, tragically. So, my opinion.
Yeah. Magic. It was really cool to see Magic just like live action, almost in any version. Just because that's a character I've always liked so much, and just seeing that translated anyway was honestly kind of cool. I think they obviously could have done more with it. It was weird how every character had to have the same origin, though. I mean, it fit for the story what they were trying to do, but like you're obviously twisting a lot of comic book shit, giving everyone the same dark origin. I mean, I get it though, and I kind of liked some of those twists with that, like the whole idea of like Mr. Sinister's version of the X-Men School for Mutants, and how he slowly recruits genes for the Marauders and all that shit. Like that was a really dark, fun twist. I liked a lot what they did with that. A minor nitpick maybe, but Celia Reyes, I've always really liked the Doctor character, and it was cool how they showed her power and gave her a lot of uses of that power. But like twisting her to dark was maybe just because I liked the character so much, a little too much change for me to take. So it was stuff like that I thought about when I watched the movie, which is good. I mean, I wasn't shitting over the production values or too much else about it. Like it had me thinking about my X-Men.
Yeah,
that's good.
All right. So with that being said, who's ready? 1, 2, 3, and play.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, play. Now let's see how this movie lost a man a bit.
What about Birds of Prey? Are we going to do one for that, you think?
No, I'd be down just to have some fun with it, but I don't think it's my biggest priority.
I really like that movie.
Oh, so never mind. We won't do it.
Yeah, no, I'd take this over Birds of Prey any day.
One of my friends come to Florida. You ain't got no friend.
You know the line's too damn well for a move that you... I mean, Will Smith ain't a bad actor. He's a great choice for a role. I mean, I think he pulls off a good attitude in this movie.
Yeah, no, actually, this is probably, aside from Bright, my favorite role of his in a long time. I think that he kind of shined in both of those films doing the classic Will Smith character, but at least in a gritty way or, kind of a scenery chewing way. Like, I want to see him team up with Nicolas Cage in a movie so bad. Like, I think they would be so good together.
Glad you brought up Bright. I was late to the party on that one. I just saw that last year, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looked cheesy to me, so I didn't bother with it. But I was like, maybe it's cheesy in a good way. So I gave it a shot, and I loved it.
They made another one like that reminded me of a mix between Bright and Suicide Risk. I forget what it's called. It's got Joe Gordon-Levitt and Jamie Foxx, and it's called Project Power, I think. It's about pills that will give you like superpowers for like 5 minutes. It's badass, but it's like the superhero version of Bright. And yeah, dude, Joe Gordon-Levitt's fucking awesome in it.
Oh, thank God we're doing this on a video, because I definitely want to look that up later and check it out, because that sounds good.
I haven't seen that one, so.
Oh, well, give me a guy mode, but shit, she is fine.
Yeah. I don't care. Yeah, no, like I hear a lot of bad talk about like her casting of the character. And I just find her utterly adorable, man. I don't even usually go for blondes either, and like Margot, yeah, there's just something special about her, in my opinion. She's just crazy in a way that like you like, at least for me.
Yeah, she nailed it with the role.
I think actually, honestly, a lot like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, but I think the character and the actress and everything nails it fine. I just think sometimes they need to put better stuff around her a little bit.
I think that she was a little off in parts of this movie, but I think by the time she was in Birds of Prey, she really had the voice and the character down, at least enough for me to really enjoy her as Harley.
No, yeah, I'll give you that, man.
It just reminds me of chicks I knew growing up as a punk rocker, man. I like some crazy broads run into shit like that.
Yeah, I think I've gone for at least a 5-year stretch of never having dated a girl who didn't have some kind of extra color in her hair.
And it didn't scare you at some point where like you actually left her house like scared one night, at least once when you knew her. You're like, yeah, man, like I don't know if I would have left that house alive.
Yeah,
oh, Superman! Oh, I forgot.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
They mix that in pretty well, but pretty briefly at the same time. But I'd say job well done.
I suppose.
No Henry Cavill cameo.
Yeah, they don't make us like relive all that, but they show us how it's kind of inspired by those events. That makes good, clean sense to me. So as we're starting here, should we all maybe say like how we stand on the movie in general? Like, like it, don't like it. Alex, you want to start?
Yeah, I mean, I like it well enough to, it's watchable. It has a lot of fun parts. I like most of the characters. So it's like, but I just kind of wish they would have done more with the story. But hey, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's not as bad as so many people say it is. Even this theatrical version. Whatever. It's fun watch. Whatever. I know.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. And Johnny?
Oh, you guys know this is my favorite DCEU movie. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's an amazing film. It's really bad. It reminds me of like those canon superhero movies that came out when I was a kid in the '90s. Stuff like the Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
Oh.
Or like the Captain America with Matt Salinger, but like with a higher budget. The characterizations are really good, and I don't know. Like Alex said, though, it could have been edited better. I think it got cut up, and they don't really explain the villains, what their point is, and why they're doing what they're doing. Like you're just at a loss. You just know that these guys have to stop them in some way, and you don't even know what they're stopping them from doing. But
save the world.
Yeah, we saved the world. Yeah, but that's my only complaint. But I mean, even aside from that, I just could sit here and turn my brain off and enjoy just this film because it's, I don't know, just loud and crazy. It's like a really shit punk album that you just like to listen to anyways. You know what I mean?
Now double it for being an asshole. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's one other thing. Like, the soundtrack, even though it's like random, it's hell of a lot of fun to listen to all these songs.
Double for being a dickhead. That was like, no, I agree that the soundtrack to this is actually really tight. Actually, ironically, My girlfriend and I had seen this movie in theaters together and both really, really liked it. So one day as a present, I gave her a burned copy of the CD. But what I did was I took the CD to my LCS, my comic shop. They were having a good event that day. They had an artist there. So I took like the blank CD, a bunch of permanent markers and $60 and threw them down on the table and said, could you do something like Suicide Squatty on this thing for me? And I gave her like a custom drawn artwork burned CD copy of it.
Suicide Squatty.
Yeah, so he like a Joker Harley thing and like etched it out with the marker over the CD. And then we like hit it with like a little like hairspray or something to make it stick. And it was like this really tight, like custom made artwork CD of the album, which does have a lot of good songs on it. I like the album for this a lot.
Still to this day, right here, this is my favorite appearance as Ben Affleck as Batman in the DCEU. I think that he worked his best against Will Smith in this scene, or in this film, period. I think that, I don't know, I'd like to see them go against each other as Deadshot and Batman. Maybe have him get pulled out of jail and have to go up against Deathstroke, do some war jokes and riddle shit with the two characters.
They make it seem like they have a history here.
Yeah. They know each other, and he even comes and gets him while he's like partying with his kid, which Batman only does if you like. Which it kind of, I know he just did a hit, but like I don't know, Batman usually comes and busts you in plain clothes if you just did something really bad. But still, this is, I don't know. I just really appreciated this scene, and I thought it was probably the most Batman-y he ever was.
Yeah.
Well, until the Snyder Cut came out, he's pretty Batman in that.
No, well said, man. Well said. I think this movie really doesn't get enough credit for a lot of the things that it really does right.
See, like this stuff, like with Deadshot and his daughter, that's pretty good. I thought.
Yeah, right out of the animated series and stuff, at least. You know what I mean? If you like those type of scenes from the old cartoon, I don't see how you could be like, it wasn't good in this movie. I mean,
no, it's well acted. It gives it purpose. It gives the characters motivation.
I was talking about like general haters, not you guys. Like this movie still gets so shit on. It's not even funny. Like,
yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I'm not gonna tell you it's an amazing film. But I mean, like, when did people stop learning how to have fun when they watch bad movies? I mean, like this shit's supposed to be entertainment.
You told me that for years. Like you should have fun, kid. I'm like, okay, I'll try.
Oh yeah, no, I will never really get the hate towards this movie. I mean, yeah, it could be a little cheap in parts and gloss over a lot of things, but I mean, it really ain't bad. Like it does not deserve anywhere near that amount of hate. But here's the spoken of Joker.
Very divisive.
Divisive. I don't see the problem with him. I mean, I don't think of him as the definitive Joker, but at the same time, I honestly don't think we've seen a definitive Joker. And I think that Leto,
the closest one would be fair to say, like Mark Hamill.
Yeah, Mark Hamill, but like honestly, I think that he watched a bunch of episodes of Justified and just plays Boyd Crowder in this movie. You know what I mean? Like I just see him on that. When I watch this, I'm like, why didn't they just get Walton Goggins? Because that's basically who Leto's imitating as the Joker. I mean, he just reminds me of Boyd Crowder. He's doing a Boyd Crowder imitation, and hell, if I was gonna play a cool ass criminal, I'd probably imitate Boyd Crowder too. To tell you the truth, it's like what.
Would you get the damage tattoo?
Oh no, he's got swastika tattoos, which are worse. So, like, yeah, no, he's a peck who wouldn't justify it. I don't know if you've ever seen the show. It's like one of the greatest shows ever. But
so it's definitely very much, like you said, inspired by that character.
Yeah, okay. I would think so. Like, because he really does the over the top talking and everything like him, and I think that, yeah, if you ask him who he studied, I bet you he would say that he watched some. Oh man, here it is. One of my favorite cameos, dude. Common with his devil face tattoo. He is so hilarious in this movie. Oh no, that's your bitch.
Making good money.
It's just fucking weird. Like. The thing for me about the Joker is, like, you know there's going to be a new Joker every 2 years anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, don't get attached to any one too much. Just, have fun with them when they come out.
Well, it reminds me of the comic books. Depending on who you're going to read, you'll have a different style Joker. Like if you read a Kevin Smith Batman comic, the Joker's going to act like Jeff Anderson. Like if you read, Paul Dini, you get the classic, almost Cesar Romero Joker. Like I see it like that. You know what I mean? And I think that's all they're doing with live action, and I'm okay with that. I'm cool with different adaptations because I'm used to seeing the character depicted in so many different ways in such a short period of time.
Yeah, I don't like to overanalyze the Joker, but you almost kind of have to because there's just so freaking many of them. Like you said, you pick your comic, and you can say, is this close to the source or not?
Every time there's a new Joker, people overanalyze the character, the new take, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's why, like, if I was like a director and like I loved comic books, and they asked me if I wanted to do a Batman movie, I'd be like, hell no. Because I know no matter who I cast, no matter how awesome I make it look, it's going to get fucking shit on, and half the world's going to hate it no matter what. Half the fan base, regardless. Because you're replacing that one guy, or you're not going to have him kill or whatever. So, yeah, I would not want to touch Batman or the Joker at all. Like, if I was a filmmaker, to tell you the truth, there's just no way you could possibly win on a grand scale trying to tackle those characters.
I mean, look, fanboys go to fanboy, but I think, yeah, it can be a risky move to take on a really big franchise as someone coming up in the industry. I mean, yeah, you want the exposure, you want to make the money, but you can catch the wrong kind of bad press when your name is that big, when you're that young, and maybe you do make a mistake. Love that car, by the way.
Purple Lamborghini.
Like this is all so appropriate to me. Like this all screams Joker, Harley, Batman. Like
yeah,
I think this is all really well done.
Really quick. Like I wish there would have been like a 5-minute chasing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it is good, so I would totally have loved more. But I'm not gonna lie. In some ways, I almost love how this movie just kind of teases with you a bit, gives you enough to spark that imagination and get you into it, but doesn't overstay its welcome at least.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I get that people were excited to see the new Joker, but this is a Suicide Squad movie. The Joker, I think, was already in this movie too much, to tell you the truth. He has never really been part of the team. Like, I think that Alis Cott was the first guy to kind of have him show up and mess with Harley Quinn in the New 52 Suicide Squad comic, which this kind of takes that aspect from. And it's actually not like a hallmark of the series. So the fact that people are acting like, oh, the Joker needed to be in here more, it's like, why? Like I think that they put him in here too much. Like I said already, he was a neat inclusion, but he's not poignant to the grand picture of the thing, in my opinion. See, they should have got more Captain Boomerang. This asshole stole the show. I don't even like Jay Courtney, and I hate the character of Captain Boomerang, but he is literally like the best part of the film. I mean, I don't even know how you pull that off. Doing a half-assed Tom Hardy impersonation. I mean, but he nails it, man, with his unicorn and his Red Bulls and shit.
Yeah.
There really is something he brings to the movie, some kind of fucking charisma, some shit. I don't know, but yeah, that's also pretty damn well done.
And then Jay Hernandez as Diablo, man, like really great characterization. I thought he was incredible in this film. I wish he got a little more screen time. Now, like people bitching about the Joker, that's how I feel about Diablo, man. He should have been in way more of this film.
Well, you did get some of his backstory later in the movie.
Yeah, but he's such a cool villain anyways, and you never, ever see him, not even like in the cartoons and shit. So, I don't know. I just was really excited when they brought him in, and yeah. And I think the actor did him really well. I mean, when I heard the guy from Hostel is playing Diablo, I was like, okay. And then like I saw him, and I'm like, wow, he actually can do pretty good homeboy. And then all that people bitched about Waylon here, but man, I liked Killer Croc in this movie. I thought he should actually had more screen time too. That's probably my only complaint.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that it was like a practical makeup effect for the character, mostly.
Yeah, and it looked good. A lot of people are like, I could see the rubber moving around on his neck, and I'm like, where? Like, I watched this thing more than you did. Like, I ain't never seen no rubber moving around. And it doesn't matter if it does. Like, I love those old 60s Godzilla movies, so.
It's almost kind of fitting that a movie like Suicide Squad would have to fight for every dollar it made, just because, it's got so many underrepresented characters like that.
Right.
Maybe we do need an haircut, a 4-hour haircut. You know?
I'm dead. I'm dying for it. Like, as much as I love this version of the movie, I would love to see like the messed up version that needed to have a psychiatrist on the set. You know, that was because when I watched this, I'm like, what did that shrink do, man? Like, did they just waste a bunch of money? It just sat there and ate craft services all day. Hell, I want to be a psychiatrist in Hollywood now.
The funny thing is they are kind of stuffing a lot in here. I mean, even this kind of origin, I mean, this could almost be a whole movie.
Yeah, doing the Enchantress, right? Yeah, like...
6,373 years old.
Still tap it, man. She looked like some black metal princess. She'd be like, oh, yeah. Listen to some Nordic shit with me. Hanging out.
Oh, you forget about her, Lou. She's 10,000 years old.
Yeah. Straight up. I'm like Liu Kang, man. Like I rock it with a mullet, and I don't care if they're old, man.
That's what we call catching a very specific freaking line from a movie. Well done.
Hell yeah. Another thing is, like, I don't understand like how the lady that played Amanda Waller didn't get landed in more of the DC movies. See, I'd have had her like show up like Sam Jackson in the Marvel films. Amanda Waller should have been all up in everything, and Rick Flag should have been Coulson.
Here's your boy Rick Flag. Yeah,
here's my boy right here, man. This is where the movie starts, really. You know, this is the actual beginning.
Well, obviously, we laugh. I mean, that's how you like have continuity, but still got to do your own thing all the time.
This is another thing that could have been the whole movie. His whole love.
She just really likes wheatgrass, man. Absolutely. She's one of them hippie chicks. She grows it and she bathes in it, and she'd be hanging out.
Wheatgrass, the prequel.
Wheatgrass, the legend continues. Oh man, fucking this guy. Does he have to be in literally everything? Like David Arbor is literally the new John Goodman, right? Like he is like, we need like a bigger guy to be in something. And John Goodman's too old. Let's get that David Arbor guy. Like,
for the DC films, for the Marvel films.
Yeah, he just satisfies everybody. He's like Stranger Things. He's in The Extraction with Chris Hemsworth. He's like, yeah, he's gonna be Red Crimson No Dynamite or whatever, and Scarlet or Black Widow. Yeah,
he's probably gonna be in the next Star Wars as well. Watch.
Yeah, he's gonna play Chewbacca. He'd be great. Yeah, David Harbour is Chewbacca's dad.
Yeah.
No, he'll totally play a Hutt.
Yeah.
But yeah, point being, she was good. She should have been in more.
Yeah. It's just like, listen to me, you guys. Like, we put bombs in these assholes' necks, and like, yeah, they could fight Superman. I'm like, okay, no, none of these guys could fight Superman, but like,
maybe only Diablo, maybe.
No, maybe Slipknot. Like Slipknot's definitely the scariest. Yeah, he could get out of anything. So like, yeah, he could maybe survive. Wait, no, his head will probably just explode. Never mind.
Well, Superman's always been susceptible to magic.
Yeah, he'd break his neck. This Superman, you don't mess around with the Henry Cavill Superman. You get him mad, he'll twist your head off like a damn Pabst can.
I know, wasn't that great? That was probably one of the biggest surprises to me in like all of cinema history. Watching Superman snap Zod's neck, I did not see that coming in a billion years. I guess that doesn't make it a good thing, but I did not see that shit coming.
Well, it didn't make me mad like a lot of people, but at the same time, I was just kind of like, well, that's different. You know, that's edgy. Should have expected it, you know, with who was making the movie. Like, but yeah, dude, like, I get it, but would you ever really trust something that acts like the Enchantress does?
You gotta just be really freaking self-confident. You know,
yeah,
your overconfidence is your weakness.
like setting up like a villain team like this. Like there are so many other like DC villains I would have went to before like fucking around with something like that powerful and magical. Like, yeah, dude. Like she is way too. And they got Claire Delevingne playing her like really creepy in this, man. She's like Billie Eilish's older sister or something. Like,
damn, you got a way of describing things. Well, you know, a healthy fear of the unknown is a good thing.
yeah, man. Like, it just was like, yeah, no shit. When like when she obviously betrays them in like 5 seconds, and because I'm not spoiling anything. That's literally like the next scene, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, where are our fucking nerd manners? Spoilers?
Well, we are watching the whole thing, so we'll get to it eventually. But like, yeah. Y'all jokers must be crazy. Oh, I forgot about this part. Yeah. It's been a while.
Oh, that's my favorite line.
Yeah, straight up.
Like, when I think of this movie, honestly, I think of that line first.
So this is not even Arkham Asylum. This is something else, right?
Yeah, this is I forget. Yeah, this is probably where Argus keeps the crazies. You know what I mean?
Like a version of the Raft or something. Yeah, because this is all grimy, but Arkham is just like spooky.
Yeah.
Ain't you scared? Rick Flag,
It's like a human version of a crocodile to me.
Yeah.
Well, it reminds me of the one from the animated series, anyways, which is probably like one of my favorite depictions of Wayland. I mean, there's been a lot of good ones, but yeah, I think that the one from the animated series is just iconic because that's the first time I remember seeing the character, and I think that like they kind of captured that look, in my opinion.
Yeah, it kind of builds from that childhood.
Like he's got the Hellboy crown on. That's pretty gangster.
Oh, yeah, no, he's one spooky asshole.
I mean, not all turtles look alike.
Yeah. What are you trying to say, boss?
We may all like tacos and burritos, but we don't look alike.
If you do have some tacos and burritos, though.
Yeah.
And I think there's at least one part we're going to make fun of in a little bit here. But I mean, in all fairness, at this point, we've spent a lot of time introducing different characters and giving them as much backstory as possible.
Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't get when people complain. They kept saying like the movie starts like 3 times and then you introduce everybody, and it's like, well, that I think they did it so that way everybody kind of gets a proper, at least the big characters get a proper showing of what they are and who they are and what they can do.
Yeah.
Like even Slipknot, like still you don't see him until he gets killed. So there are still characters that don't get introduced at all. But I think that at least all the different supposed introductions that bugged people were needed to like at least get you to understand, you know, for people that don't know Deadshot and like the characters like we do, like to have a proper understanding of, you know, like this scene here. Like this is really well done too. I love the way he's like shooting all the faces and putting smileys on them and eyeballs and shit. I think it's badass.
Yeah, you got to build characters so you care about them. Like, we need a little bit of something, especially when there's so many characters in it.
Yeah, I agree, Scorp.
But I'm also kind of at the point where I'm like, and you know, they don't introduce Katana. Like, you know, Katana doesn't get like so much of everyone else's story. I think that's what people always hark on. They're like, oh yeah, then by the way, there's Sword Girl, and people always like harp on that and make fun of it. But in all honesty, at this point, I've seen a fair amount of introductions, so I'm kind of ready to move on.
Yeah. And
Like I think they timed it
Char-
well.
and she was a character I was really excited to have in the movie too, because I absolutely loved the character. But yeah, I didn't really feel cheated that they didn't really super explain her.
She has Rick Flagg's back. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, Sword collects the souls of the people it kills. You know what I mean? Like you get it all in one great quote from Rick Flag.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, Will Smith plays a fun badass.
Is that Donnie Wahlberg? Just wondering.
It sure does look like him, doesn't it?
It does look-
Yeah. Want to play a game? Because I don't think I've seen that dude since Scream 4, or Saw 4, not Scream 4. My bad.
Oh, that's good reference. You guys like Spiral?
I haven't seen it, so
I haven't got to see it yet. Like I want to check it out though. I was really excited since hearing about it. So it was really weird though, that Chris Rock came up with it of all people too. He was like the last guy I would have thought of to do a horror movie, but I'm interested to see what he has. So
Alrighty, fair enough. No spoilers on Spiral then, but I found it to be pretty amusing. It's kind of an abbreviated Saw movie in some ways, but still pretty darn well done. Had a message without being over about the message or whatever. I liked it.
well, it's got to be better than that Jigsaw movie. So
well, it's like it's not a reboot. It is like literally part 9.
Yeah, it's kind of like in a world inspired by Saw.
Okay, I see.
So it's like the Human Centipede Part 2, like Saw like exists as a piece of media that inspired or is it like is the person's literally inspired by Jigsaw, and Jigsaw was a real person in their world? Which, like, in what way is it?
Again, I want to go over spoiling, but Jigsaw is a real thing. Like there was a Jigsaw killer, and it continues on the story of that in certain ways. But it was also kind of like more focused on like just one character and how they were affected. It's like over like character driven in that way.
Is there an actual book?
Natch.
That's false advertisement then.
It's like goddamn Blair Witch 2. They called it the Book of Shadows, and there was no fucking book in the entire movie.
Yeah,
Damn, this guy likes his weapons. I like this part in general. I think this is pretty cool. What else does Joker do besides sit surrounded by his weapons and scratch ha 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 all over the wall?
Well, it'd make for a hell of a splash page, so you know that like Dave Johnson or somebody would literally draw that. Actually, this looks like a David Mack cover with like all the weird stuff circling around him. Yeah, you know what I mean? I think maybe that's what they were trying to do, is make it kind of look like Tim Bradstreet meets David Mack, like piece of art that you'd see in a comic.
An homage almost. Maybe not that far, but yeah, no, I get it.
Man, look at that tiger shirt. I never noticed that before. I would have given me one of those. That's gangster as hell.
Shit, yeah, man. Tiger's like my favorite animal.
Yeah, tiger's my favorite animal too.
Oh, right on, man. I guess we got a whole bunch of fucking Tigers fans around here.
I like penguins, man. But like, I'd totally rock a tiger shirt like that. Or I mean, I don't know, a cool shirt with a penguin on it too.
Detroit Tigers, what are you talking about?
I do like the Detroit Tigers. They're playing tonight, and I never miss a game, Bobby. I want one of them gold AKs too, man. I've wanted one of those ever since like Lord of War. Those are just so clean.
You ever seen one in person?
No, I guarantee you they're a pain in the ass to keep shiny too. Like you gotta probably rub it with a diaper 24/7.
They're posting like in the meat locker, like this is pure like David Ayer style.
All that chit chat's gonna get you hurt.
Yeah, this is directly from the Brian Azzarello Libra Mijo Joker graphic novel too. Like the whole characterization of the meat locker with the, modern kind of hip hop gang, and I love that graphic novel. So I kind of like that they kind of threw some nods to that in.
Yeah, think about this Joker, as much as you can kind of like jokingly call him all hot topic Marilyn Manson tainted love video Joker. Like it's kind of funny because it looks so damn true. But I mean, there's everything about this Joker you can pull from a comic somewhere. Well, there's nothing that's not comic inspired about this Joker. It's all led back from somewhere. It's really fucking solid. Just maybe a weird combination for some people. I don't know.
Man, I was just like eating chicken all emo by the window on a rainy night when my bitch just totally turned into a witch and tried to destroy the world. Like that's a country song right there, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Where's Alan Jackson when you need him? We got the lyrics. Just give us a couple chords.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, okay. I'm ordering pizza, okay? Like, I know you don't like chicken, all right? We can make this work. We don't go. Oh, babe, wait, babe, come back, babe.
Say it ain't so. Just let me back in the house.
Knew that bitch would drink too much wine, fall asleep, and I'd be able to steal my heart back. Ooh.
Uh-oh. Red lights are bad.
It's got a sensor.
Gotta watch out when they're red. That's dangerous. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Hack into the system.
I wonder if like John Constantine helped her like install that. Like she got some kind of, or maybe like Dr. Fate helped with the installation. Like maybe Tim Hunter. I would like to know which like DC magician came and helped her like put in the Enchantress warning device.
Maybe we'll see that in the ear cut.
Hell yeah.
I'd watch a couple hours extra of this movie. Why not? I like pretty much most of it.
Oh, dude, if I could watch 18 hours or however long the Snyder Cut was, like, yeah, I could watch a good couple hour longer version of this one. Like, just, yeah, make it to the same length as like one of those Marvel shows that are on the Disney Channel. And yeah, I'll give it a watch. Gonna build like a big ass fucking boom box, man. We're gonna have the world's biggest rave.
Yeah.
Build a machine of fucking party down.
Make everybody 2 giant blueberries.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what would happen.
Or like putties from the Power Rangers. That's what they remind me of. With their blueberries.
Yeah. Well, they're like all lumpy and stuff. They like remind me of like blueberry people because they're like little blue. Whereas putties were like just gray dudes that ran around going.
They do kind of sound like them when you hear them in this movie.
Bless their little hearts.
Gotta have a love story and everything.
Mm-hmm. It's a studio mandate.
One of the things, by the way, that'll give this movie a lot of credit for is actually like giving some focus to a Joker Harley romance, because anymore people don't want to touch it because they feel like it's toxic or whatever. Which, I mean, of course, duh. It was never supposed to be #goals Joker Harley. Like they're never supposed to have a good relationship. But a lot of people don't want to touch that story anymore. They just want to distance them a lot.
Yeah, everything I've seen is pretty much making pulling Harley away from dudes in general. So. Which I don't mind, but like it just seems that like that's the way they're going to take the character. Her and Poison Ivy have gotten closer and closer. You've noticed?
Is that
and
how
she's getting further.
The Harley Quinn animated show that's going on right now?
A little bit, but not too much. But like they're bringing them closer. You know what I mean?
Wait, are you talking about the show where Batman's not allowed to eat out Catwoman or something?
Yeah, because Batman's obviously more holier than Jesus, and like, yeah, he just somehow pleasuring his woman is not heroic to some people. I'm like,
it's funny that actually brought DC fans together. Like all DC fans all came out together and said, "Yes, Batman eats pussy." That's kind of funny.
Wow.
It's a hell of a thing to act offensive about. You know what I mean? Like, how dare you say that about Batman?
It just
It's
became a thing, a meme, and I was like, whoa, okay. I guess this is trending this week.
have you seen how hot Joelle Jones draws Catwoman? All right, like if she told me to go yodeling in the valley, I'd totally do it. I don't give a shit which member of the Bat family was. I bet you Jason Todd would do it. As edgy as he is, he would still. If Selena Kyle batted them eyes and was like, "Hey, you want to visit the Alps and do some yodeling?" He'd be like, "Yup."
Come on. I mean, come on.
Oh, come on. What guy doesn't?
Take me to the Lapland.
I mean, anyone's going to touch a girl, period. If you're going to do that, then of course that's something you're going to go looking for. Why would you not?
Batman is not a sexless virgin.
Yeah, okay.
Taking it back, dude.
Wow, yeah, deep reference. Well done.
Yeah, all the way to the fucking origin story right there, man. Damn.
It's actually kind of funny though, because you talk about like wokeness in comics and movies and all that, and showing different kind of relationships. Why is it a straight relationship now? The idea of Batman eating out Catwoman that's made me care the least of ever about who hooks up with who. Like at least I get like other sexualities, exposure, whatever, to make sure that people know that's normal. That's good, but like the fact that people are debating that much, does Batman eat out Catwoman or not, has just got me doing the biggest, oh my god, who the hell cares for fucking forever.
Well, I mean, like it would make more sense if they didn't have him completely like ream out Batgirl in that horrible Killing Joke cartoon. So they're going to be like, no, Batman can't yodel in Catwoman's Valley in the goddamn cartoon show, but it's okay to have him like bang his like kind of daughter, like in this edgy wannabe Brian Azzarello movie. Like, get out of here. Alan Moore, Brian Azzarello contraption, I guess, to be more accurate.
Oh,
I love this scene, man. Like when he's just running around shooting all the people in the hallway, and you see the Gotham goat for a second. Like,
yeah, I like the
love anything that references the Gotham
panda.
goat.
Hey, was that a sexual harassment panda?
Yeah, the panda's my favorite part. Just cartoonish and violent at the same time. Like, this is the clown prince of crime.
And then, like, he's got the white and black just things with faces, which remind me of Iz's from the Max, which I don't know if they could get away with doing. Wait, no, Sam Keith's been doing all that shit for Batman lately, so I bet he doesn't care.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, go ahead and put some Iz masks up in there. See, like, I want to know who the hell this dude is. Do they ever really even explain who Spaghetti Arm there is and why he's doing this? That's my problem with the film. As much as I love it, they don't really ever explain like the villain and why he does these things.
They talk about it a little bit in the flashback scenes about how now they worship machines, so we'll create a machine to destroy them, and it's like this whole like death cult kind of deal. Like, again, that's the kind of thing. Like, they gloss over it a bit. Like, it's not like really got a deep mythology behind it. Not to explain to the movie anyway. But I mean, there's something there, but it's just enough to power the movie.
I don't know why they'd go to like a subway station. If I was gonna like build a giant machine, wouldn't you go to like a big refinery or something like that? That's something that's already like really mechanized. I mean,
I think
whatever. Like, I don't want to pick it apart. And that's enough. Yeah. And another thing is, I hated the designs of the villains in this era of films. Like, Man of Steel had it, BVS had it. They all look like bad, Dark Souls villains. I just like want to get my longsword out and roll around them and whack them slowly with it. You know what I mean? And I'll probably die 20 times.
No, it is very video gamey, a lot of it. Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
Like, even the King Arthur movie had like the villain that looked exactly like it. I was like, wait, are they trying to tie this in with the DCEU? Because that totally looks like one of them fucking DCEU villains. And Jude Law turns into like the Grim Reaper thing.
You have the big blue light in the sky or whatever.
Oh, you gotta have the big light in the sky, man. Like Alan Moore made that a thing in The Watchmen. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You have to have a space laser, death ray, alien light, something.
Yeah. seems impossible to stop, but there's always a way to figure it out. Somehow. Some way.
I mean, that's the thing about so many of these movies and stories. I mean, they're basically going to be solving the problems that they created. Like, fucking around with the Enchantress is what caused all the shit to happen in the first place. And that's what they sent the Suicide Squad in to do. We need the Suicide Squad to help us deal with the problems of starting a Suicide Squad. But after that, we got a great idea for it.
Shit, is that yeah, that's fucking Clint Eastwood's kid. I didn't know he was in this. And it's just like such a small part. It's like Rick Flag's little butt boy. Wow, I didn't know that was Scott Eastwood.
He plays some guy.
Yeah. Lefty. Right. Like any of them dudes would actually be like that.
Sorry, I know we're going quiet sometimes, but I just love watching her like crazy out.
And this fucking guy, yeah. Right out of the bag and socks this fool, man.
12 pounds of shit and a 10-pound bag. Yeah.
Just immediately starts fucking throwing hands.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, if he's not the next Sabretooth, I'm going to be pissed. Like, I think that Jai Courtney has got that shit in the bag. As long as they don't do Triple H tooth again.
I like how he doesn't deny what he did.
Everyone's throwing hands.
We saw Batman earlier punch.
I love that that's kicking. I love that that's Kicking Wing from Joe Dirt, though. He's come a long way since Snakes and Sparklers, man. Yeah. Like Joe Dirt, like corrupted that dude's life.
Snakes and Sparklers.
Nice stuff to get
my favorite roadside store.
Nice stuff to get stuff.
This is the good stuff. Yeah, this is the good stuff, man. Snakes and Sparklers. Wait, there's a snail in the desert? Yeah, that's the pep talk.
Yeah. I think it's time for dick measuring. See, I do this thing where I talk too much all the time.
Oh, yeah, Illuminati right
there. Hey, man, after watching Altered Carbon, and I seen way too much of fucking Joel Kettering's dick anyways, man. Like, that dude has got that meat flopping around so much in that show, it's not even funny. Like, so, yeah, I don't know if Will Smith could beat him or not, to tell you the truth. Like, that Swede's, yeah, he's not afraid. He's a shower, not a grower, so... Have you ever watched Altered Carbon? I'm not kidding. That fool's like naked half that show, dude.
Yeah, I have seen parts of it. My girlfriend actually started watching that before me, which I just almost felt like embarrassed about. It's like she had seen it like months before me. She's like, "Oh, come on, you should watch this. It's fun." And I was like, "Oh, it's probably just gonna shit all over the comic. I'll get to it when I get to it."
Thinking.
Well, I mean, like, I look at Jupiter's Legacy.
Show, though. I like.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, it's Mark Millar, so who cares?
Yeah, no, I mean, I did end up liking Altered Carbon. I thought it played out pretty well. I like the Jupiter's Legacy comic a lot better than the show.
I still haven't seen it yet, but yeah, I heard that it's canceled anyway, so I'm not like really rushing. I think I'm gonna watch Sweet Tooth first, to tell you the truth, but I haven't seen that yet either. But I'm probably gonna start this week or something, maybe. I don't know. Depends on how busy I get.
Like literally just came out, so I feel you on that. At least I think it just came out.
And you know how I am with Lemire, so.
Oh yeah, so I mean, you'll definitely be all about that. Yeah, Jupiter's Legacy just like tried to draw from the prequels too much and draw it out too much. It got kind of long and boring and didn't deliver on some of the fights enough, and then they just canceled it anyway. So whatever.
I like it. Does it ever get to the daughter? Because that was like, I liked it better when it got to the daughter than the actual, like, when it was about the parents. Like I think the first 2 books.
The daughter actually does get a fair amount. They don't get
In the show.
some of
Okay,
the really
cool.
cool stuff. No, the show at least spends a fair amount of time with her. I wouldn't say it progresses too far with her story in the comics at all, but it spends a fair amount of time with her. No, she's actually probably one of the better parts. But like, she translated pretty well, and they spent a lot of time on the parents, which is fine, because they eventually got to more of that in the comics. But I mean, the whole series barely catches up through like 2 issues, as far as like the major events. And
Oh,
I was just never
really?
going to. Yeah, like seriously, like there's stuff in the
Suicide
second through the comic
Squad.
that they didn't even get to yet.
Here she comes, man. Hell yeah.
The second best character.
She looks fine to me.
Yeah.
Oh, so what's that? She cuts people up with a sword.
I like.
I know this is a character you're invested in, Johnny.
Oh yeah, I just really liked her New 52 comic. Thought that was a lot of fun. And then yeah, I just me and Asian girls, so.
Oh yeah, double combo, double
Got
trouble.
Fever, yeah. Like dialogue.
Oh man, I love this. Man, that's just Detroit on a normal Tuesday, right? Like,
Yeah, that's why they play the music to help ease you into it.
yeah, I got to play some ICP. Get you.
It's funny, nobody notices she's at the cell phone the whole time.
Oh yeah,
she's really conspicuous with it, man.
Yeah, like a freaking teenager in high school hiding underneath their desk. Oh, look, I'm not texting.
Yeah, Dirty Bob, like floating in the sky, looks like some kind of shit that you have to fight in Saints Row 4, like one of those alien platform things.
Yeah, they're coming out.
Save people. Here it comes, man, the greatest line in the film. Yeah. I don't know, the 2 helicopters flying into the city like that kind of reminds me of the beginning of Ghost in the Shell, man. Like, I wonder if like he was trying to go for that look.
You mean like the
and
movie
here come
version
the
of it?
blueberry zombies.
Oh, your favorite
the original anime, like, yeah, not the Scarlett Johansson movie. I don't know if that starts with the 2 helicopters flying into the city, but I only watched it, I think, once. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I still hate it,
Yeah, it was just never going to be enough for you. I could totally get that.
Well, the funny thing is I wasn't as mad at what they did with the Major as I was at what they did to Bato, and I never really even liked Bato in the anime. So.
And that was your biggest sin, your biggest cinema sin. Thanks.
Yeah, it's weird how movies can do shit like that to you, though. Oh yeah, dude! Like character development, soak it in while you can. This is kind of all you get the entire film, at least with these characters.
No, we spent so much time on it.
Fucking kicking wing. He's gonna end up a snake with a sparkler for a head in a second.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah. Captain Boomerang, we just wanted to see if it worked or not.
Yep, let's test the shit out.
It does that.
Boop.
Tested that out early.
Guess that was real.
Get it?
Yeah.
You tripping, homie?
Are you threatening me?
Yeah, straight up, dude.
So they gave us one kill to show that they're serious about it, but from then on,
I gotta ask, man. Like, who besides me is actually excited for the James Gunn movie? I'm so constantly hearing everybody shit on it, but whenever I hear anybody ever talk about it, it's on the Zod Rider show, and they're all them Snyder guys, so they don't give anything that's not
Because
touched
it's not
by the
going with
master,
Snyder,
any credit.
first
So
or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but
I can't
cool.
wait to see it, dude.
It looks cool, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't even really like John Cena, but like I'm all really excited to see the movie, even though it's weird that they keep going with wrestlers in the DC movies.
I feel like excited is a strong word, but I'm probably not as excited as I should be. I mean, it's James Gunn taking on a superhero property. He's going to do something fun with it. Like, there's no reason not to think that movie's going to be cool. I've got every reason to believe in it, but I'm a little lukewarm on the trailers. I'm like, yeah, it looks okay. Like, I'm not excited about it. I bet it'll be okay. I don't think it's going to suck or anything.
They're going to face a giant starfish. That's pretty cool.
Chocolate starfish.
Yeah. Maybe they'll get Fred Durst to do the voice for it. I would if I was going to have like a giant starfish.
Yeah.
Well done, man. Well done.
I was what's Fred Durst doing? What's Fred Durst doing nowadays? But I remember he directs movies now.
Yeah, I heard he was doing that, and then I saw him in a couple episodes of Criminal Minds. It was pretty funny. I was like, look at Fred trying to act, man. That's cool.
He's still rolling.
Yeah, he did it all for the nookie, man. You know how it is. Yeah. See, the blueberries, the guy.
Blueberry, yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, baby, get that sword out.
Oh, they look kind of pimply, more like raspberries or blackberries.
Yeah.
Oh man, Willy Wonka went too far this time.
Just might have.
Oh,
Just might have.
Yeah, them damn schnozzelberries, man, they got contagious.
We all know what they taste like, too.
What would you think of next, man?
I don't know. I think Oompa Loompas would actually be scarier than these things, man, out there coming at you. Little orange midgets, man, scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's just otherworldly.
That's like, yeah, I'll have a heart attack before they get to me. They wouldn't even have to. I don't have to worry about them killing me. Like I'd be dead by the time they got there. It'd be like falling to the ground from up high.
Cause of death, natural causes, I guess.
He died of fear.
What if they were like mini clowns, but they had a double heart attack?
Yeah, dude. Like Oompa Loompas are. What's the difference, man? They're like the same thing. Just
orange, yeah.
See how many of them you can put in a car before you're like, yeah, your heart stops beating.
Yeah, Diablo's like, I'm out of here, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to showcase some powers, have some fighting now. Let our team breathe a little bit.
He knocked out his drink.
You bastard.
Yeah. Oh, there goes the pinky.
Oh.
Gonna cut and run.
So it's the plan, right?
Yeah, go get him. I'll tell you the truth. Like, I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I like that they went with the new 52 Harley look. I think it looks really good in live action, to tell you the truth. I don't know if the classic look would really kind of work in live action. You know what I mean?
They showed it a little bit in the movie, like a little flashback. That's it. Little fan service there.
Well, I mean, the new 52 was pretty controversial when it first started, but they've even flip-flopped on that a couple times
I remember
between
you
now and
guys
then.
used to talk about that a lot back in the day. New 52.
Yeah, new 52 was the big argument.
Yeah, I think that's all this shit started. That's when we met each other.
I liked a lot of the new 52, man. Like, there was some really good stuff, but there was some just terrible shit. But most of the terrible stuff was with the A-list. Like, if you like the smaller books, man, it was a great time to read because they were putting all kinds of weird shit out, like Lara Fleas and shit like that. Like,
yeah, they're willing to try a lot of different things and actually spend some time on them. But yeah, so much of the main stuff was just so generic or just remixed or dumb. Like, oh, Pinky's back.
Oh man, Pinky better be in the sequel.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I'm just so worried that they're gonna kill him right away, man. They're gonna kill off Captain Boomerang because he survived in this one, and like, I don't mind if he dies, just don't kill him first. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, this movie's way too overpacked. I would have to hope they're going to kill a lot of characters in it.
Oh, they will.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why they put so many in, man.
That's what they said, yeah.
That's the reason they put James Gunn in to be their executioner. It's like, execute them in the most fun way possible, Mr. Gunn.
I hope he goes a little trauma with some of it, man. Like, I'd like to see him do some of his trauma shit.
Is that a person?
What would you think it was, dude? What do you think you were fighting one of the animatronics from Wally's Wonderland? Like, it was like literally a dude that like got turned into a raspberry, like that you fought. Like,
one of them had a stop sign carrying on. So one of them was a
one of them thought they were Captain America with
crossbow, yeah.
But it was still fun.
Yeah. Like how Captain Boomerang, he took the watch for them, yeah.
Nice touch.
Doesn't belong to anybody.
You ain't gonna be needing it.
It's like back in the day, how I used to steal people's sunglasses. Remember that, Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up, man. Get yourself a good pair of Oakleys, man. The razors.
Oh God, here we go. Here's a moment. You know, I've gotten so busy just to chill, and I barely even took advantage of the fucking situation of the day. You know, Alex, this whole scene here looks kind of Ghostbustery.
Right. I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Ghostbusters, the all-female Kevin Feige remake. Wasn't that an awesome movie, Alex? It was really good, wasn't it?
It had funny parts. Yeah.
It had funny parts.
Movie was a riot. What a quality film.
Yeah.
Actually, in a lot of ways, I really don't get. I don't know if I totally get the hate towards that Ghost Bitches movie. I mean, we were never going to get a proper Ghostbusters 3. The guys were dying. They wouldn't talk to each other anymore. There was never going to be a proper Ghostbusters 3.
Hey, we're getting one with Finn Wolfhard, all right? That's as proper as it's going to be because it's got Finn Wolfhard in it, and like that kid is the 80s, even though he wasn't born until like 30 years after the 80s.
Ghostbusters Juniors, whatever. Ghostbusters Babies.
I mean, it still ain't gonna be the same, but I mean, it was never gonna be. I mean, the movie was kind of dumb, but I thought it was funny. They were like making queef jokes and like sexualizing fucking a Hemsworth. It was just kind of like a nasty movie. Like, what's the word? Like a screwball comedy.
It was the Halloween resurrection of Ghostbuster movies. I'll give it that.
You need to bust around. That's all.
Yeah, like. It was like watching Busta Rhymes fight Michael Myers. It was amazing to see, but at the same time, you're like, "Is this actually good?" Like,
it's funny.
Well, really good is. I mean, there are parts that I laughed. I thought were really, really funny. I mean, no, it wasn't some great Oscar-winning movie, but I don't really get the insult at this point. There's things I've still never watched. Like I've never watched the RoboCop remake. I've never watched the Blade Runner. They did Blade Runner, right?
They did a sequel to it.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I never saw that. Total Recall. I heard they did Total Recall.
Oh yeah, dude! Like that's awful, man. The one with Colin Farrell and Kate Beckinsale, like unwatchable. Don't even bother.
Yeah. Can they not remake any Paul Verhoeven films? Like no.
Yeah, I know, right? That's just the worst. Especially him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to do Showgirls. Somebody need to remake that.
You want top the original.
You can't top something that's already topless.
Yeah. Exactly.
That'll be the tagline for the movie.
I mean, like if they try, like it's just like when I see the trailers for the new Dune, it looks just so much like David Lynch's Dune. And I know when the eventual remake of Starship Troopers gets made, it's just going to look like the Paul Verhoeven one. I guarantee you, it'll look exactly like it.
But not really get it at the same time.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the RoboCop remake, It's going to lose all the satire.
Yeah, they're going to try to make it edgy, make it darker, because people don't like to laugh anymore because that's Marvel shit, I guess. You don't want to be like Marvel and have jokes. That stuff's bad.
Uh-huh. Jokes in color.
Yeah.
Bright colors.
More blueberries.
Oh, big trouble. Yep, you're in trouble.
An office building too, man. Like this is like some straight up. Now, what was that video game called? Ultra Force, the arcade one where you were in the office building fighting like all the different people, and you could play as like 4 different people.
I don't think I played that one, man.
Okay. Megaforce, something like that. Stabbed a stack of money. Poor bastard.
I think I saw a movie like that.
Money saves lives. That's the message.
I really liked the vacuuming up the diamonds. I thought that was a great ploy, having them in the little tiny vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
Like, actually, a pretty smart little gag.
Yeah, like they paid attention to like a lot of little details when they made this.
You're not doing anything. Yeah.
They should have did a thing where like if they like whacked him in the knee, he would like inadvertently shoot a fireball, and like they should have kept doing that to him, type of thing.
Fucking clowned on him.
I don't want to do it. And then like stomp on his toes, and he's like and like shoots a fireball.
And then they can rely on that through the rest of the movie.
Yeah, straight up.
You just gotta bully him to annoy him.
Well, if anybody's gonna piss me off to where I'd actually like start shooting fireballs after I said I wouldn't again, I bet you Will Smith would be a really good candidate. Like either him or The Rock, like to get me like to that point really fast where I'd be like, "Fuck it, dude, I'm shooting fire. Get out of my way." Like,
yeah, 2 comments
me off, dude. Hadouken! I'd at least blast him with the little one, you know what I mean? Just singe his eyebrows a little bit. Just give him one of them Luke hangers.
Scorched earth.
I wonder what like kind of hazard pay that they kind of give like the Scott Eastwood guys that like decide to like, yeah, man, I'll go in as like a regular soldier with just a gun with these crazy psychos to fight some Dark Souls villain. Like what? Like, there's just slowly get picked off. They might as well be wearing red shirts in Star Trek, you know, at this point.
Yeah, hazard pay won't cut it.
Yeah, you got to be like kind of psychotic to go and do that job. You got to be like crazier than a fireman.
Oh, on screen we have the Joker, our Alex 3.0's favorite character.
Good. You just doxed me. That's kidding. Everybody knows my last name anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to edit that later. No worries.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Speaking of doxing, I think that's the same like abandoned factory that they used in Blade Runner 2, where like they found the wooden horse. Man, she looks good in glasses, man. Damn.
Yeah.
Gotta like that librarian look, man. Or office lady, I guess. I don't know.
Psychiatrist lady. Yeah, in this case.
Ooh, baby, I got a boiling vat for you. It's like, thought that was a metaphor, you
powder?
sick fuck.
She's proving her love for him.
And he's just like, yep, I'm going to hit the road, find another girl. And, shit. And fucking burgundy silk shirt, man. You know, that's like a $700 shirt he just ruined. That's why he was actually pissed. He's like, because I bet you this Joker really gets mad if he ruins nice clothes.
Right.
Won't get that one back again.
Well, look, it's not torn up. It's like dissolved in it, and it became hippie paint that they're like now making and love's embrace floating around it.
Linen shit. Yeah.
Man, she's like rocking like Mateba or something. She's got like the Ghost in the Shell gun right there, man. I never noticed that before. That's cool. Thing's clean too. She got all that gold trim on it and stuff. I just wanted a gun like that, man. Like I would totally like be like the what was the Mexican guy's name in Boondock Saints 2 when they give him the guns and he cries? Like if somebody gave me a gun that nice, I would. Yeah, Clinton. Yeah, I would. I'd straight up cry like he did, man. When they gave him them nice guns.
Romeo?
Yeah, he was so good, dude. It's actually the best part of that movie, in my opinion.
No, he was a very interesting addition. That was a fun movie, though.
Look at these guys acting like they in the Bourne Identity and shit. We gotta shut down Treadstone. Jason Bourne's coming. Like he's gonna shoot all of us in the head. Matt Damon, he's like basically Jason Voorhees with the big forehead. Like
big forehead.
He's not killing people, spies. He's lost in Mars in space already.
Yeah, we're lucky that he keeps getting lost in space somewhere, and Ben Affleck keeps having to go spend all this money to find him. Batman's almost broke, having to try and find Matt Damon all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of big power players right here.
Yeah.
So this Will Smith, he's the main character.
Man, she just smokes all them fools.
Yeah. That's a mean.
Yeah, I like her character a lot.
Oh yeah, they definitely pulled her from like, because I've seen ones where they try to make Amanda Waller a good character, a nice character. I like that they have her as like just the stone cold boss of Argus. You know what I mean? Like that's a great way to take it cinematically. I think I like that they didn't puss out on that.
Yeah, they should keep that up. Oh, it's getting dramatic for the team here.
Look at the killer app.
Like I'd be trying like every old book I could. Like I'd be like trying to find magnets and shit and like rub it on my neck to see if I can anything I could to try to kill the signal, kill the chip.
It's probably one of my favorite lines in the movie. I like her.
Get too close to a microwave or something. But they're giving us still just enough plot to keep everyone's story interesting here.
I will say though, this part right here is Leto's best moment in the movie for me.
It's definitely his most Joker-ish, man. Because
I like it. I don't mind it. Whatever.
Well, they got that whole Alex Ross thing going with him in the tuxedo, and then the gold-plated AK. You know what I mean? Like you always look badass and scary with one of those. You look like Nicolas Cage sells you your guns.
Yeah, the tuxedo shit is classic.
Hey, man, maybe Nicolas Cage will be in Suicide Squad 3.
Yeah, he'll reprise his character from Lord of War. He'll be their arms dealer.
Yeah.
Which would be funny because Jared Leto was his brother in that, if you remember.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Jared Leto was his little brother in Lord of War, so nice little tie-in.
I actually just watched that last night. I love that movie. Here's what's gonna happen.
She is too hot for fucking machine gun tracer bullets to hit. Like that's reality right there.
Yeah, she overloads the heat sinking.
Like make Deadshot. You shoot her, Deadshot. We're out of bullets.
Yeah. You know our white boys can't hit shit, man. Get on it.
They're like stormtroopers.
Pretty much. I'm surprised that they got any of their soldier guys that they went in with still alive. I mean, aside from maybe Rick Flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably could have been a lot more suicide on the Suicide Squad. What a great actress. Fucking ragdoll. Yeah, happens to him all the time. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know how he thought he was going to fly out of there uncompromised. I mean, because on the other outside of like the danger zone and shit, like the military would still have like all their stuff ready to fire. Like he should have had like an escape plan that didn't involve them trying to fly all the way out of the city in the fucking helicopter. That's kind of silly. Then again, yeah, I don't think the Joker plans like that. In the comics, he doesn't really a lot, so I don't know. I guess that fits too.
Well, they've got a lot more backup coming than him.
He does escape right here. We don't see it, but he does.
Well, he's got to survive somehow because he's alive in the future after Superman destroys the rest of the world. So,
yes, and he's an ally.
Giving Batman reach around him.
And yeah, that's going to be the next thing that the DC universe is all going to team up and agree with. The Joker totally gives the Batman a reach around. It's happened before.
Now it's going to happen on your screen.
It's
Two towels.
Yeah. Have a nice walk the fuck out of here. Like, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Good effing luck.
She still gets attacked by Venom. Pulled down. Ah! Why'd you fly so close to it? Like, it was like right there. Like, maybe it knew their flight path. I don't know, but like, they purposely flew by where the monster was. That's kind of dumb, in my opinion. I don't care how many anti-air flares you shot out. Like, I don't think that really stops like a Dark Souls villain that you got to roll around a bunch of times and hit with the sword.
Yeah, you still got to be smart about it.
Now the blueberries have got you.
Yeah.
And we're looking at it in Call of Duty vision. Oh, shit. Let's get Scott Eastwood out there. Yeah, we got to go save them again. They fucking fell already. Like, you know, those people we just saved? Yeah. Well, we got to save them again. Come on.
Yeah. Again.
You gotta save the world, man. Which, that's not in either cut of the movie when he says that.
Yeah. Damn shame of time to start to rain, man. Like, oh, man. Gotta go save those folks again. Gotta fight some more blueberries. The hot chick might be dead. Like, oh, man.
Yeah, those are down times. Just the Empire Strikes Back moment.
Yeah. And she's just like, fuck that guy. He's dead. I'm putting necklace. Like, I don't need that shit no more. I got a new boyfriend. What's up, Will Smith?
Certainly fits in with the comics.
Pretty much, yeah. This run of Suicide Squad, they were really looking like they were going to get it on, man. And then Alice Cott left DC because, like, yeah, he was ahead of his time saying that there were sexual predators working there, but...
Oops. Got trouble speaking the truth again.
Yeah, he got himself blacklisted for that shit, poor bastard. I don't know if they'll ever hire him back, and he was right. You know, he just said it before it was cool to say it. I'd hate to be dressed like her and in that rain, though, man, to tell you the truth. It's got to suck. She's a trooper. Like they'd say in Texas, bless her little heart.
Well, you know, it's part of her thing, you know, suffer for the fashion.
The heart.
You know what, man? Like, she probably would play a really cool Zool. She kind of, like, looks like, I mean, Gozer. She kind of looks like Gozer anyways. Nowhere near as cool of a haircut, but I don't know, the headdress is pretty rad.
Maybe that's what we got in if there was a sequel to that Ghostbusters remake.
Don't scare me like that, Alex. Yep, they're still in there. You guys. Hey, check it. We don't know. They might have hid really well.
Yeah.
Good hiding places in there.
Now, what video game did you say this reminded you of?
There's like this floating platform with the aliens that you got to break down in Saints Row 4 that looks just like the floating thing here.
Okay. Because you mentioned that, you mentioned Call of Duty.
Well, yeah, whenever I see like the weird satellite drone images of it, always reminds me of like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where you get to shoot using the drones.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! Look at this, man.
Top
Dude,
secret.
I need a trapper keeper. Shit, man.
Trapper Keeper.
They ain't a Dawson's Creek one, but it'll do. Will Smith would be looking fucking awesome with the Dawson's Creek top trapper keeper, man.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't?
Binder says top secret. You gotta open it and look at it.
Just a bunch of lunch menus, man. What is this bullshit? It says top secret. The The fuck cares when Taco Tuesday is? Look at this. It's a really cool landmine I bought for you. Like it totally shows my love and dedication to our. I bought you this beautiful landmine.
Yes. Tell me the truth now.
The Golden Tree. That's a weird name for a bar.
Never really overthought that part, to tell the truth, but that's a good damn point.
It almost sounds more like a hotel, right? Or maybe it's a hotel bar.
The hotel that has a bar?
Yeah.
I mean, lots of places have bars in them, actually. But yeah, this is a fun scene. Everyone likes to see the characters just kicking it.
Yeah. Well, like Alex said, like this is probably one of the best parts of having the extended cut because, like, as the characters in that version, you get to see the characters slowly join the party and start drinking together, and they tell a few more stories. It's a really nice version of the scene, but even the theatrical version's rocking.
I mean, you get to see like what every character drinks, different drinks.
Yeah, like, don't they take a turn? Like they just like saddle up to the bar and order their drink and tell their story or something?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Diablo drinks just water.
I mean, yeah, you wouldn't think Harley would drink tequila like Deadshot is. Like she's definitely a fruity drink kind of girl. And
cotton candy.
What would Boomerang drink? Like Foster's? Like I don't know what Australians drink.
Oh yeah, totally.
Foster's, it's Australian for beer.
Well, coincidentally, first beer I ever drank when I turned 21 was a Foster's. Happened to be at a whatchamacallit bar. They had a Foster's. I said, "Oh, I need a beer." A Foster's, fine, perfect. I heard that's Australian for beer.
Was that literally the first beer you ever drank, or just the first one you drank when you turned 21?
Oh yeah, no, the first one I drank when I turned 21.
Okay.
It was just what the bar had.
The first beer you actually drink was O'Doul's, and that's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer.
I don't think I've ever had that displeasure.
No, I just don't know the commercials. I've never actually had one. Man, that looks... What do they got, man? They got some chilequitas going on there, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. That sounds good.
This is very accurate.
You're like, what's up with this shit, man? I know you're a gangster, but you got money and guns? Like, what the... It's like, what? I don't got drugs in the house. It's just like money and guns.
I don't know if you guys didn't notice that she had the Virgin Mary picture there. It's also very accurate. You know, 99% of the Mexican families have that.
Yeah, I suppose that tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. You just referenced Boondock Saints earlier. Lots of Catholicism with the Mexicans, the Italians.
So he looks just like Seth Rogen right there, man. Damn, he looked exactly like him. Just like,
For the kids.
No, what is this, Suicide Squad or Future Man?
She's right though, man. He's being a little whiny fucker. Like, come on, man. He needs to like listen to some of that fucking beatdown hardcore, man. Some of that PMA stuff about like, you know, conquering your fears and accepting your goals and shit. And like, I think he'd be all right.
Yeah, You can't just sit on it forever. You got to move on.
Yeah, buddy. Don't really listen to that guy. He's almost like Wally Goggins was in Predators. Like, he doesn't say the 5 o'clock time, but yeah, he's not far from it either. When I get out here, I'm going to do so much cocaine.
What's that? 5 o'clock? Time to do some cocaine.
Yeah.
Or the other thing he actually says in the movie as well. But yeah, the fucking Wally Goggins, fucking Walton Goggins takes on some interesting roles. I know we mentioned him talking about Justified earlier, and the references there, and comparing him with the Joker. But I mean, that character also really came from Shane Vendrell's character on The Shield.
Okay. Wasn't Goggins also in that? Isn't that the show you were always trying to get me to watch that he was on before he was in Justified?
Yeah, man. Yeah, his show right before that on FX, The Shield.
Cool.
I'm always trying to get anyone to watch that show. I fucking love that show.
I saw him as Venus in Sons of Anarchy. That was a very interesting character. Man, the scary thing is he kind of looked like Fairuza Balk, man, which made me feel weird because I've always kind of been attracted to Fairuza Balk, and I was just like, wait, what the fuck is going on here? This is uncomfortable.
I love that. I just put those drinks and get the hell out of there.
What do you think Rick Flag would drink, man? He'd ask for a Mickey's Budweiser. You think he's that boring? Bud Light?
I think so.
Be like, give me some cheerleader beer. Can I get an ultralight cigarette too?
Well, yes, but I think you get a Boilermaker.
A Bud Light Boilermaker?
Yeah, it'd be a Bud Light Boilermaker. Yeah, you get like give me a Bush and drop a shot of whiskey in it.
Yeah.
Bottom shelf.
Some Crown Royal.
Oh God, I don't think he'd even drink Crown. He'd just drink like whatever's on the bottom shelf. Fucking Houlihan's whiskey. Just some generic name.
Kessler.
Yeah, Kessler.
Sunnybrook.
Kind of an interesting idea if the whole DC verse had panned out. That now you have Suicide Squad and you've got all these villains in this movie, but I mean they're still villains, but they're technically kind of on the nicer end to even end up on a Suicide Squad. So it's almost like, okay, so this is our villains. Wait till you see what we've got to come.
Right. I kind of wish that there was a part where they had Killer Croc just grab one of the villains and just bite him, like eat an arm. You know what I mean? Kind of show the vicious side to him. Because it looks like Gunn's going to at least do that with King Shark. So it would have been kind of cool because, Wayland's known to eat parts of people, Like, I think that I saw him eat somebody's arm before they had Venom do it in the Dark Reign Thunderbolts, which was basically Marvel's Suicide Squad.
Oh, God, the Dark Reign Thunderbolts. That takes me back a minute. I remember them.
Yeah, you remember when they had the Scorpion as the new Venom and he ate that dude's arm? Like freaked everybody in the entire 616 out? Yeah.
Yeah, that book is what you want to be like, the Red Lantern's New 52 with the fucking Marvels or whatever.
Yeah. It was a really good I don't know, I liked when Ellis wrote it, definitely, but yeah, I think Diggle did a good run. I liked it up until Christos Gage. Then he got really weird and did some. I don't even know what the cast of that book was anymore. It went so far away from what Busick really created that it was just, it was kind of done. And then when Danny Way brought it back with his Punisher and Venom team with the Flash Thompson Venom, that was a lot of fun. But I don't think that lasted beyond Marvel Now, right?
Yeah, no, that shit really didn't go on too long. In fact, none of those iterations did. And some of them were so different, though. You'd almost would have think they should have just had new numberings again for how much changing they got away with. I mean, every other book gets some new numbering. You fucking sneeze, you get a fucking start number 1 again.
Yeah, the character has a mustache now. It's a completely different comic. All right, we have to relaunch it and do a new number 1 because he has a mustache now.
It's the all different Eddie Brock.
I also really liked the katana that was on Arrow. Like they had the girl from the Wolverine play her. I thought she was badass, even though like the season she was on that I watched wasn't really the best of that show. Actually, that show was never really the best of anything. But like, I thought I liked her version of the character too. Like, I wish that we'd get more of her in the comics period, because like she's just a character that they keep trying to put out, but like I don't know why it doesn't catch on. I think she's pretty badass.
Ahead of her time. That's it. People will come around.
I mean, Suicide Squad didn't catch on, but I mean, Arrow clearly did. That show went on for what, 8, 9 seasons?
Yeah, and I think she showed up a few more times, like later on. But like I remember, like I think it was season 3 where like they had the big arc with her, where they had the girl from Wolverine player. I just love her anyways. Like I wish that she was in more stuff, because she was like really famous there for a minute, and then I don't know, I haven't seen her in a bit.
Star kind of fell off a little bit.
Now she probably just went home and made a bunch of fucking Asian movies. You know what I mean? I just haven't seen them yet.
And who's she in the Wolverine?
She was the girl that played, not this one, but the one that was on Arrow. She was the main girl, the one that with the red hair that was his guide. Interesting.
Oh, you mean Mariko? The
No,
girl
not
who was trying to go up with him?
No, not Mariko, like the little redheaded ninja girl that he's running around with, fucking shit up with, and Mariko.
The one that has like future visions.
Yeah, the one that tells him that he's gonna die with his heart in his hands, and then they tried to make that make sense in that fucking shitty Logan movie.
Oh, you hated Logan?
Any movie where a character fights a clone of themselves at the end is not as good as people that try to tell you it's an amazing movie think it is. That's all I got to say about that.
Wait, so it's what, Yuriko?
What happened?
In the Wolverine, it was Yuriko?
I think that's her character's name. She's the yeah, she's like his sidekick basically. Like she runs around with him the whole movie. She comes and gets him, and yeah, they run around and fuck everything up together.
The one that convinced him to go to.
Oh no, Yuriko was Lady Deathstrike.
I think the character was just made up for the movie. I don't know if she's actually from. I know she's definitely not from the Chris Claremont, Frank Miller story that the movie's based on.
Well, her name technically was. No, I'm just spacing on it. Well, no, it definitely was. Cause in the comic, in the original, the Wolverine comic, there was Mariko, who was going to try and marry, who represented like the nice side of Wolverine, and then there was this like like street girl he was like clowning around with, who represented like the bad side of the Wolverine, just wanted to get in trouble, and they used her name for the character in the Wolverine, even though she didn't really resemble them quite as much, and they didn't really translate that story, but they did use the name. I'm just totally spacing on the name for some reason.
Yeah. I also really liked the Wolverine anime, which I thought was a really good adaptation of the Wolverine story, the Claremont Miller book. I thought that one was pretty fun too.
Yukio,
yeah, there we go. And it was one of them like pretty typical traditional Japanese girl names. I just couldn't think of it,
but yeah, that part was just a detail. The point still stands. But yeah, no, actually, I thought the anime of that was pretty good too.
Yeah, probably like Omega Red was great in it. I love when they pulled him in, even though it didn't make sense why he would be showing up in that point of the character's timeline. But whatever, it was better than the X-Men anime, that's for sure. That thing was out of all those Marvel animes, that was the only disappointing one in my opinion.
Yeah, amazing that the Wolverine will actually be as good.
I think that one of the reasons why I like this movie so much is it's one of the things I hate about team up movies is that usually one character shows up and wins the fight. And in this one, like everybody gets their hits in. And I appreciate that about this. I like that.
I love it. Like, lady, you are evil.
Yeah, you are evil. Here come this guy.
That's why I used to tell Oscar Benjamin every time he posts some weird shit. I was like, Oscar, you are evil.
You are evil. Does Oscar still do his like weekly show about the movie themes?
I don't think so.
No, not really.
Um,
He came on a couple of times in the last couple roundtable shows we did, and I think he was so scared about like how, like everybody else that left PSN, like I don't think he liked the political atmosphere of it, and yeah, he kind of dipped. I'm not
Right.
sure. I know that like supposedly he's still on the billing as a PSN employee, but like if you go to the SoundCloud, like I haven't seen him upload anything. Like me and Zod checked a while back, and
like Oscar's just doing his own thing. Like, okay, but
yeah, I think he makes his money as as a photographer, anyways. Like he's
Yeah.
one of those paparazzo type guys, right?
yes, yeah. He's friends with some famous people.
Would you hit that guy with a bat? Like I love baseball bats as a weapon,
Unless it was
man.
a
But
metal, only if it was a metal bat. Try that. An actual wooden bat. Oh shit! Aztec Warrior.
Get you.
Aztec Warrior.
Here they come.
blueberries underwater, like Scott Eastwood's just like, fuck the alligator guy. I'm out of here.
Yeah, good luck.
Like I have to deal with fucking Tyrese and Ludacris all the time in the Fast and Furious movies. I don't got time to deal with the alligator guy's bullshit.
Not tonight.
He is in the newer ones, right? Fast and Furious.
Yeah, he's always having to. Yeah, Tyrese and Ludacris are always messing with him. They call him Little Nobody.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, their relationships are really funny. Like I actually really like Scott Eastwood in those. That's what kind of made me a fan of his, was his inclusion in the F&F franchise.
Are you excited for the new ones coming out?
Oh yeah, it looks awful. So terrible, man. Like it's gonna be awesome. Like when they have the flying car at the end of the trailer, I was just like,
They're going
Jesus, dude, this is so Hanna-Barbera. Like that
Hanna-Barbera. Now you're talking.
That team up between them and the Transformers, that's so happening soon, dude. Like I can't wait for that movie.
Yeah, might as well have some fun with it, I guess.
Well, they literally like turn like a Pontiac Fiero into a flying car. It like detaches from the wing of this airplane and flies off at the end of the trailer. And you're just like, as Ludacris and Tyrese in it. So you're just like, yeah, okay.
That's a little Chris.
That's realism right there. I mean, it's right there with Buster Rhymes fighting Michael Myers. You know what I mean? And that realm of awesomeness. Yeah. Man, you going to be fucking up my Billie Eilish concert. Like, I just trying up here singing Bad Boy and shit. And, like, half Billie Eilish, half Gozer, man. She going to fuck you up. Do you guys? I think that we're actually going to get the Ayer cut, right? Like, you guys think that that's a possibility?
I don't know, because the difference between that and the Snyder Cut, there's no Justice League 2 coming out, so it's like, oh, whatever. At least the Snyder Cut, they did it. But there's the Suicide Squad 2, and, you know. So it's
yeah,
like,
but I don't think it. I don't think that the different cut of the film is going to have a drastic impact in it, because it looks like Gunn's taking it a bit of a different direction. I mean, like, he's carrying on some of the characters too, though. You know what I mean? So it's one that I'll have to sit down and watch to see if like the Ayer cut will have any actual impact on it. But I actually kind of doubt it. You know what I mean? At the same time,
I think that they're kind of worried about setting a precedent here. I mean, you know, the Snyder Cut did so well and was so well received that they're almost kind of worried about a backlash about, they don't want to have to fucking release the whole fucking thing of footage every time they make a movie. Otherwise, they wouldn't bother fucking editing a movie. Like, that probably annoys a bunch of people who have to deal with that shit.
Don't stop swinging, man. Like, that's where she messed up. She just should have kept that bat flowing, man. She
Yeah,
just
you're
did a
making
little
an
better off.
impact. Don't stop.
It was just for comedic effect.
Ow.
Like you said, everyone gets their chance to get their hits in.
And I like that, like, nobody's extremely overpowered except for the villain. I think that was a classy move to do with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that does definitely make a difference.
Like, these are all street level ground pounders. Like, one guy, like, how would you like to be the boomerang guy in this fight? Like, you know that, like, you got to have some balls. So, what did the world ever do for us, anyways? Yeah.
Hates us.
And I get all fucking Gerard Butler about this. You want me to kneel? Okay, you know, go fucking 300 with it.
Kneel and promise.
Yeah, should go full on Kano with that, man. Finish him.
You want to talk about some shenanigans? She's pulling some off right now.
It would be funny if he overthrew it and went over his head or something. Oops. I was surprised he caught that because it's raining and he would have slipped all his hands.
Oh, he doesn't miss, man. That's even catching. You know what I mean? Like, that's not just shooting. That's some cold shit. Did you uppercut, Daddy? Just,
Coleslaw.
that would just piss me off more. I'm with him, man. Like, that's dirty dog trick, man. I'd blow your Billie Eilish ass up now for sure.
Yeah, you pulled some bullshit. I'm really gonna fuck up now.
Love.
Boom. Blow up your floating fucking Russell Crowe from Man of Steel spinning spiral magical stuff.
Yeah, this ain't a bad way to frame a Suicide Squad story at all.
Well, like I said, man, it has the guts of that really good A-list cot run from New 52. It has the office building and the Blueberry Zombies. They were more controlled by something digitally in the comic, but I mean, like, it was a really solid arc to do a film based on, and I think they did a pretty good job. I think at least you can see where they did do one, and then I'm not gonna lie, this movie is edited stupidly. And like, they should have just let one person edit it and made like an actual movie out of it. But for the mishmash of weirdness that it is, it's fairly coherent and it's just entertaining as hell. It's like right there with, like, you know, the Jason Statham mechanic movies or something like that.
Yeah, it pulls together well enough when it's all said and done. I agree with that.
And bitch, I'll squeeze your heart. This is what you do to me when I'm trying to eat chicken on a rainy night and you're acting all emo in bed. You squeeze my heart.
Yeah.
And you're fucking with my chicken fries.
Man, they ain't all crying like at the end of when Iron Man dies. They should be. They'd be like, "Oh sir, oh sir." They should have crying Spider-Man. That's all that this movie's missing. Should have.
Not enough tears and fears.
She needs a shower.
But yeah, bringing it all back to the beginning, I think like when you look at everything we talked about tonight, I mean, a movie like this, people want to see what you're going to do with the Joker.
I don't
People
know. Do you
want to
think
see
they
what
should?
you're going to do with Harley.
Do you think they should have brought her back to life? I mean, this kind of reminds me of the end of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang when he's like, you know what, fuck it, bring everybody back to life, and like Abraham Lincoln comes in the room and shit. Like, like they killed like off some of the other characters in pretty cool ways. Do you think it's kind of a cop out they brought her back? And I don't think it actually. I think it would actually made Rick Flag a more compelling character as the story goes on if she would have died, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially she's not even gonna be in the second one. So like, what was the point? Yeah.
And they killed Diablo. You know what I mean? Like I liked him way better than I liked Enchantress, to tell you the truth. But
I see your fucking divide and conquer strategy there. You bring up Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, the movie that was the return of Robert Downey Jr. back to legitimacy, and also just a really damn good funny movie. Also starring Val Kilmer and fucking entertaining the hell out of me. That was a good movie. I like the movie a lot. But you try and bring that up compared to the other thing, misdirect the subject. I see what you're doing there, Johnny.
well, no, it just reminded me of.
But,
I always think when they bring
full circle.
when they unnecessarily bring a character back to life, it reminds me of that scene where they're like, you know what, like fuck it, let's just bring everybody back to life, and all the characters that died come into the hospital room all happy and wave at him, and then Abraham Lincoln comes in too, and I'm just like, it reminds me of that. So so I had to bring it up. That's the only reason why I did.
It came full circle. It came
Yeah.
full 380. Yeah. Another gem.
Another reference, yep. I called that one right away.
Yeah, like, what the hell, dude? Don't bring the chains in the house. Wait in the hallway with that shit. Like, you'll get to put them on him, you racist bastard. Jesus, all right.
More for the kid, yeah.
This is how you end up making a villain's kid turn into a villain themselves, even if they look like they are going to have a proper future. Be all fucked up to their dad in front of them like that. I mean, even as nice as Rick Flag's pretending to be, this is still some bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that makes for a good villain down the road.
A little kid that really was enjoying seeing her dad, who might be evil, like they're not gonna receive that information. It's like, oh, that dude helped me out by not like letting that guy put the chains on my dad in front of me. You know, like I don't know what. So I don't know. That'd be really cool if they made Deadshot's daughter into a villain. But in most story arcs, she's dead, right? I thought that's how he kind of becomes evil. Is like his daughter gets killed in a lot of versions of his story, right? Squirp.
It's more severe that way, yeah.
Yeah.
A little BET. You should have requested something, Boomerang.
So, Alex, as this movie starts to wind its way down, do you want to explain why you took the unfortunate position of thinking that this movie would make less than Guardians of the Galaxy?
No. I thought it was going to make more than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, maybe I said my thing wrong. Yeah, still has to make more.
I think because like there was legit excitement and hype for this one.
Yeah, at the time, everybody was saying that this was going to fix the DCEU.
I
Yeah,
was
Man of Steel sucked. Yeah, BVS sucked. But wait for the Suicide Squad. It's going to be the one that makes it all good.
Yeah.
It was really the attitude when this one was coming out.
Yeah. And it did open much bigger than Guardians. So that's what I thought. Like, oh, there you go. I got the bet score, but like, no, what happened? Bad word of mouth. No legs.
Oh no, who's that under the mask? I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy really did capture people's imaginations, but I don't see how it could really stand up to characters like Joker and Harley. They're just really fucking iconic. Even if they only are like a part of a movie that's about other things, people are gonna go just for that.
And they might, but Guardians of the Galaxy is a vastly better movie. I mean, I do love both of them, but oh my god, like the Guardians is. I don't care what anybody tries to tell me. Like Marvel's gonna really have to do a lot to outdo those, in my opinion. Like it's even outside of like it being attached to the Marvel universe, just as a sci-fi property, I think it's just I really enjoy the hell out of it.
I mean, it's getting its own holiday special.
Is it really?
Yeah. Apparently, I guess.
Man, are they gonna celebrate it? They better do Life Day since Disney owns all of that.
I guess Groot is gonna be celebrating Life Day.
Nice.
I guess.
They go see his dad, and his dad's watching porn with Grace Jones, like Chewbacca's dad was in the Star Wars Holiday Special. That's like my favorite part, dude. Like Chewbacca's dad's got the VR Grace Jones like music video. It's just, oh, that's some hot shit. Oh, like why is this in a holiday special? Like who thought this was Christmassy? Chewbacca's dad fucking VR porn. That's awesome. Common, hell yeah. No, that's your woman. I'm glad we did this, you guys, man. Like, it's been too long since I've seen this, and I'm glad I got to watch it with some friends, man.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I got what I wanted out of it. I got to make Alex fucking say that he liked the Ghostbusters movie.
And if you say that anywhere around the internet, you get hate.
Alex, what did it take for me to get you to say that Men in Black International is a good movie? Like,
it's not a good movie. So
yeah, that's my point. That's what I want to find out. Like, what? How do we make that one happen? It's like that's playing for keeps right there. There's no bet. Okay.
Yeah, make a bet. Or something. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys.
If the Ada cut actually comes out.
Oh, I'm watching an after scene.
Oh yeah, the Affleck cameo.
Yeah, they doing this Marvel shit, man. What the hell? Oh, they selling out.
They might have sold out.
Look at Ben Affleck, man. He's just so like, somebody get me out of here, please. I need to go find Matt Damon. He's on Mars. I can't trust Michael Pena and Bucky to get him back. Like,
yeah, I don't know what Ben Affleck's deal is. Like, he has to make just the right amount of money to survive without making more movies. Like, what is he waiting for? Like, you don't want to do this anymore, then don't do it. Like, is it $4 more you need? Like, what's the amount?
He's like that hitman that just needs that right amount of money to get out of the game, and like, even though like he keeps getting more and more money, it's not that right number to get him to quit. And then like he's gonna do that one job that gets him shot, like, but he made that last bit of money he needed, but he doesn't get to live to spend it. That's the story of Ben Affleck. He's the tragic hit, man.
The numbers just straight, right? All right, so we've talked our way through this film. We've got myself a chance to get some thing on film, so I can start working with some recording and play with the videos and see how I can edit things, mess things, so it's gonna work. So I'll tell you what, guys. Let's go ahead and end the video for tonight. Say so long to any listeners. I'll do like a little after party thing after this.
Can I just say that Suicide Squad is better than Batman vs Superman?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean,
Wait.
like,
Suicide Squad is better than Batman and Superman. Are you saying that, or did I tell you to say that as part of the bet?
No, that's just me.
well, if he can't say it, I'll say it. Like, Suicide Squad's better than BVS. Like, straight up. Like, I've always thought that.
Even the Ultimate Cut.
No, I would say the Snyder Cut's better than Suicide Squad. That is legitimately a good movie. I like Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like, he actually nailed that shit. But no, BVS is still terrible. I haven't changed my mind on that. Like,
you know, Johnny, honestly, I'm really surprised tonight, because we've always disagreed so much on so many comic to film translations, like the X-Men, for example. But we both really like the Suicide Squad movie, and we both really like that other one too. I fucking hate BVS. I think BVS is one of the worst things committed to film. Period. Quite frankly, and BVS was awful. I don't think
the Ultimate Cut though.
Oh, you're talking about that longer one that they made of that? It was. They say it's better. I don't know. Like, it's just longer, man. Batman just does more push-ups and shit in it. Like,
it's like everyone said, like, oh, the theatrical cut of BVS is 4 out of 10, and the extended cut is 10 out of 10. Like, how? Is that what the difference?
I didn't see it. I've actually found it more painful to sit through. So yeah,
it is long. Yeah, a little longer. So.
Yeah, it's not like they made the parts I like any longer. It just was like, yeah, they just drug on Batman doing weight training and shit. You know what I mean? Like, more slow mo, because Zach loves that shit, and he loves his slow mo because sometimes it looked good, but you know, he would have regular length movies if he fucking sped his cameras up every now and then.
Yeah.
No, damn straight. All right, so we're gonna close this down now. As far as upcoming videos on the Nerd Certified channel, you can look forward to seeing features on The Terminator. We're going to talk a lot about what went wrong with that franchise and why it just really doesn't work, but celebrate the good things that happened along the way, along with the video on the Disney Star Wars sequels. And again, similar situation. I think at the end of the day, they really didn't work, but there's a lot of good things that happened along the way. I want to kind of compare and contrast them. I'm also doing a video on Mass Effect and whether or not it's worth playing the Legendary Edition, so please tune in for that. Johnny, Alex, you guys fucking rock for showing up here and letting me celebrate the inaugural fucking video of my first new channel with you guys. So like I said earlier, we're going to fucking cut this off and you guys are going to do the after party thing, but if the video cuts off too much, I'll just send you guys a new link. But again, thank you all for listening and watching, and take care.
Peace.